ask me what they can do to loosen up their upper back and shoulders. So I've got 3 different moves that are fabulous for this. So we're going to try them now. I'm going to want a strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, a belt or a towel will work really well for this too. So come on up to standing. Okay. So we want to take a nice wide grip with our strap. We're not going to be exactly sure how wide of a grip we want until we're doing this. So know you can always go wider or a little bit narrower if you need to. We're standing up nice and tall. We're not overarching the back. Inhale the arms up. Exhale the arms back down behind us. Now you see I get to about here and I get stuck. So there are a couple of things that we don't want to happen here. One, we don't want to overarch the back. No Russian gymnast moves. Okay. 2, we don't want to bend the elbows. We're trying to keep the arms straight. And 3, we don't want to hyperextend the elbows. So those of you that are a little bit hyperflexible, be careful with that. So I may have to widen my grip a little bit. Take another inhale. Exhale the arms back down. Inhale the arms up. And exhale back down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Keep going. If you need to go a little bit wider, feel free. Now, after a few rounds of this, you may find that you can bring the arms a little bit closer together. And narrowing your grip will make this a little bit more intense. But if it starts to get too much, bring it back out. We're not necessarily trying to go as close together as we possibly can with our arms. What we're trying to do is just to loosen up the shoulders a bit. And if you're thinking, oh my gosh, this is exhausting, it is. It really is. All right. Go ahead and hook the strap around your neck. We're going into Gomukhasana, cow's face. Now, cow's face can be done with the strap or if you're able without the strap. It just depends. We're going to reach the right arm up towards the sky. Bend at the elbow. Left arm wraps around behind you. Take hold of your fingers. Now, if you can't take hold of your fingers, this is when your strap comes in handy. So regardless of whether you're using your strap or you're holding onto your arms, it doesn't really matter as long as you're holding onto something. We need that resistance. We're pulling this right elbow in towards our head and back, so it reaches straight up, not out to the side. For some of us, that's really challenging, so as close to it as you can. If it doesn't go exactly where we want it, split the difference with me. Right? If you're out here and you can't go all the way into here, find a nice happy medium. We're trying to take the left shoulder and pull it back. Now, for most of us, when I ask you to pull your left shoulder back, for most folks what happens is their left elbow goes back. And that's not what we're trying for. We're trying for the left shoulder to go back. So if you focus on pushing your left hand and forearm against your back, your shoulder will go back. Now we want to be careful though, no overarching of the back. All right, so we've got our right elbow in, left shoulder pulling back, torso lifting up. Lean your head towards your left shoulder. Stretch into the right side of the neck. Keep breathing. Now, if you change the position of your chin, you'll change where the stretch is in your neck. So experiment a little bit. And be careful when you're pushing that left arm against the back to pull your shoulder back, that you're not arching your back. Keep breathing. And slowly unwind. Let's switch the sides. Left arm reaches up and down. Right arm wraps around behind us and reaches up. Now here's the thing. If you're a righty, this is most likely what's happening on this second side. Because we're right-handed, right dominant, that right arm gets to be incredibly strong. Now it's incredibly strong and it's incredibly tight. We don't do a lot in our daily life to loosen it up. If you're lefty, your left arm is your dominant arm, but you have to do a lot of things right-handed. So you don't have that as much of an imbalance typically. Anytime I say one thing, there's always going to be exceptions to the rule, but typically if you're left-handed, it's a little bit better balanced. So righties, when we're doing this side, you may be able to get your fingers. You may have to use the strap. Don't be afraid of using your strap. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay? So we're taking hold of the strap or our fingers. We're pulling the left elbow in. The right shoulder pulls back by pushing the arm against our back. Floating ribs pull back. Lean your head towards your right. Stretch into the left side of the neck. Keep breathing. Now again, experiment with your chin position. If you bring your ear towards your shoulder or if you bring your chin towards your shoulder, two different stretches. You can also tuck the chin in towards the chest. That's a different stretch. Changing the chin changes where the stretch is in the neck. Keep breathing. And unwind the arms. Good. From here, we're going into windmill. I want you to keep your sense of humor. We're just going to take the arms and swing them in opposite directions. One is a freestyle, one is a backstroke. I'm trying to get my chest to move as little as possible. If I'm doing this, my chest is moving a lot. So we're trying to get the chest to move as little as possible so that the largest range of motion happens in our shoulders. And then switch the directions. Now some of you are trying this and you're just not getting it. And I know it takes a while for most folks to get this. I've got one arm in a freestyle. This is my freestyle arm. And then I've got my left arm in a backstroke. So there are a couple of different ways to come into this. You can start with both arms up towards the sky, and then one arm is going to go forward, one arm is going to go back, dropping into it. Some people do a variation of this. They reach both arms forward. One is going to go up, one is going to go down. I find that one a little bit confusing, but I know a lot of folks have really good success with that. The one that I really like a lot is, I call it the double Dutch. So they've got one arm going, and then there's usually a lot of this going on because they're going to jump the other arm in. And then they get it. Remember that we're going in both directions. And if all that fails, another way, we're going to take the arm into more of circles. Right? So they're both going in the same direction. And then I just start opening it up a little bit wider. If none of these options are working for you, don't fret. Backstroke or reverse butterfly. We're trying not to move the chest, so it's not this. Right? We're trying to get the range of motion to occur in our shoulders. And it is exhausting work for your shoulders. The reason it's so exhausting is because we do this all the time. So if you can't get them going in opposite directions at the same time, reverse backstroke or butterfly. Okay, so try those. As always, let me know how they go. Let me know any problems, any concerns you have with them. And if you have any suggestions, let me know those too. All right, so try them. Let me know how it goes, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.